Good evening and thanks for joining us on Nationwide. I am Elizabeth Omori. President Bola Tinubu has approved the nomination of 4 new members of the Governing Council of the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB, filling existing vacancies and strengthening the board's capacity. The approved nominees are Mr. Olusegun Omoshein of the National Insurance Commission and Engineer Wole Ogunsoya of the Petroleum Technology Association of Nigeria. President Tinubu also endorsed the nomination of Mazi Sam Azoka Onyechi, who represents the Nigerian Content Consultative Forum, and Barrister Owe Onyabo from the Ministry of Petroleum Resources. The nominations arose from the exit of previous institutional representatives from the Governing Council. The NCDMB Governing Council, established under Section 69 of the Nigerian Oil and Gas Industry Content Development Act 2010, comprises representatives from key institutions. These include the Ministry of Petroleum Resources, the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, the Petroleum Technology Association of Nigeria, the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, the Nigerian Content Consultative Forum, and the National Insurance Commission. President Tinubu encourages the new members to leverage their expertise and dedication to enhance local content development within Nigeria's oil and gas industry. Now, Senate has passed for second reading a bill that seeks to amend Electoral Act 2022. The amendment bill, sponsored by Senator Saliu Mustafa, makes provision for the participation of elected office holders as statutory delegates. Also proposed in the amendment is that election be scheduled to hold on same day, as well as reducing the period of campaign in election. The bill seeks to reduce the cost of election in Nigeria and enhance citizen participation in the electoral process. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives has rescinded its resolution on the second reading of 2 bills seeking to review provisions for immunity clause and capital punishment in the 1999 Constitution. Leader of the House, Julius Ohobe, raised the rescission motion, citing the need for lawmakers to hold further consultations on the bills.
A bill for an act to alter the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended to qualify the immunity conferred on the President, remove the immunity conferred on the Vice President, the governors and their deputies in order to curb corruption, eradicate impunity, and enhance accountability. And the other is a bill to review the penalties for certain capital offenses in alignment with relevant international best practices. We're aware that the provisions of the bills require that the House will take a second look at it. And cognizant of the need to rescind these bills, we resolve that these bills be rescinded by this House.
On capital punishment as well as immunity, it's something that we have to debate later on in more detailed form. And I thank you for your understanding. The sponsors of the bill will keep it until we debate later on in a more thorough, comprehensive form. Thank you.
Meanwhile, the House at Thursday's plenary took the second reading of 31 constitution alteration bills, including a proposal for a return to parliamentary system of government. To land matters, to simplify land title registration processes of land ownership as well as streamline land administration, the federal government is working to amend the Land Use Act of 1978 to strengthen land tenure system. Chinenye Nwoye reports on this and other issues discussed at a 3-day national land conference organized by the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, KURU.
Statistics have shown that Nigeria has a land size of about 923,000 square kilometers, but less than 4% of the lands are titled and registered. Secured land is pivotal to the realization of President Ahmed Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. Nigeria's Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, represented, believes that there is need to amend the Land Use Act of 1978 for sustainable development.
We had to come up with another program called the LARA, which is the Land Acquisition and Resettlement Framework, which provided a framework for anybody wanting to take a large parcel of land for industrial or agricultural use.
While the organizers and participants at the conference advocate reforming land governance, the keynote speaker and other resource persons want them to secure a presidential buy-in, engage the Council of State, and advocate land governance reforms.
For us at the National Institute, we feel it is time for us to look at this. We do not know where this conference will take us, but we want to fulfill one of our mandates, which is to research and reflect on matters of national interest. And on matters of national interest, we cannot relegate land acquisition system to the background.
Now, there is a call to action that if Nigeria is to achieve its full potential, then Nigerians must build a robust land governance system that is not only transparent, but also inclusive and efficient. In Abuja, Chinenye Nwoye, NTA News.
To infrastructure development, the federal government has flagged off construction of Phase 2B of the access route to the second Niger Bridge within the Anambra State axis. Minister of Works David Umahi expresses the resolve by President Bola Tinubu to improve the nation's gross domestic products by providing a quality road network that integrates economic corridors within the nation. The minister explains that the bypass will ease traffic within cities and towns of Anambra and promote interstate businesses.
The 256 kilometer of road from Makurdi to 9th Mile is ongoing. $1 billion project is ongoing. Is dualization. It's stopping at Southeast. I want to tell you that Port Harcourt Enugu is ongoing. There are 4 sections there that are all ongoing. I want to tell you that the Enugu to Abakaliki dualization is ongoing.
Explaining that security facilities will be installed on roads, the minister also gave insights.
You must give us solid 10.05 kilometer under one carriageway. We pay you again, you finish the remaining 7 kilometer. We pay you again, you come for the other carriageway. So that one carriageway fully ready, we can start using it.
This is huge. This is important and will be impactful to the lives of Ndi Anambra, and we want to express our gratitude to the President for this particular project.
Let's talk security. A rumor that Boko Haram insurgents have ordered some communities in Gujba local government area to vacate is being dismissed by the Yobe state government, describing the rumor baseless and unfounded. The governor of the state reaffirms the commitment to protecting lives and property in the state. Yunusa Sulaiman reports.
During the meeting, discussions also centered on the upcoming Eid al-Fitr celebrations, with the government outlining measures to guarantee a hitch-free festive period for residents. Governor Maimala Buni represented emphasized the importance of vigilance and cooperation between security agencies and the public in maintaining peace and order throughout the state.
By all military, some operations against non-state actors. And as the government will assure you of our total commitment to provide the necessary necessity to enhance your activities.
The government, through its special advisor on security matters, urged citizens to disregard the rumor that Boko Haram insurgents have ordered some communities to vacate and go about their daily activities without fear, as security agencies are working tirelessly to safeguard the state.
The government is not relenting. The government is doing its best to ensure the safety and security of the people.
With the Eid al-Fitr celebrations approaching, the government has assured residents of adequate security arrangements to ensure a peaceful and memorable festive period. In the Matru, Yunusa Suleiman, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Air Force is sustaining its counter-terrorism operations tempo in the northeast, executed decisive airstrikes in multiple waves, delivering coordinated strikes on terrorist strongholds in the Mandara Mountains of Borno State. The Deputy Director, Public Relations and Information Group Captain Kabir Ali indicates that, guided by intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance missions, NAF identified a number of terrorists stockpiling logistics and planting improvised explosive devices around Wajiroko. He says, in response, the air component of Operation Hadinkai executed multiple waves of air interdiction missions, striking terrorist logistics hubs, destroyed gun trucks and critical supplies. The other followed with sustained rocket and cannon attacks, ensuring the complete annihilation of terrorist assets. NAF aircraft also targeted another terrorist enclave at Chinene in the Mandara Mountains, promoting the execution of strikes that set terrorist hideouts ablaze, while fleeing insurgents were subsequently engaged and neutralized, further crippling their operational capacity. With sustained pressure on terrorist elements, the NAF remains resolute in its mission to restore peace and security in the country. Now to agriculture. Towards enhancing the productivity of smallholder farmers to boost food sufficiency in Nasarawa State, the International Fund for Agricultural Development through the federal government's Value Chain Development Programme has embarked on assessment visit to the Lower Benue Rice Farm in Doma local government area. Abigail Bashi reports.
Doma is among the local government areas where IFAD Value Chain Development Program operates, supporting farmers engaged with the production, processing and marketing of rice, as well as training for women in skills acquisition.
Because before, when we are farming here locally, sometimes we get 1 ton in a hectare. Okay. But when we meet with the CDP, right now we are getting about 4-5 tons in a hectare.
Women, we are also trained in nutritional aspect, and then we have so many other members that have benefited in the aspect of nutrition.
Stakeholders re-echo the importance of dry season farming in achieving food security.
Certainly, the government of Nasarawa State, particularly I'm going to speak on, is ready and is open to support such schemes.
Security is an important issue, and as we can see, there's still vast land to be cultivated.
The team proceeded to Doma Market to inspect the newly constructed aggregation center and interact with beneficiaries on government's approach to reduce hunger and poverty. In Doma, Abigail Bashi, NTA News.
You're watching Nationwide on NTA. Let's head to Lagos, where Adeola is standing by with some reports. Adeola.
Yes. 2 decades after the demise of legal luminary Chief Frederick Rotimi Alade Williams, his desire for a constitution that reflects the aspiration of Nigerians for true federalism and an egalitarian nation are still very instrumental to achieving good governance. The leadership of the Patriots re-echoed this position at an interactive session to commemorate the 20th memorial anniversary of one of the founding fathers of the group. Joel Kukwola has that report.
A national rebate has always been top on the agenda of the Patriots, and this according to immediate family members and mentees of Chief F.R.A. Williams. One-time chairman of the group is a bedrock and a springboard to a greater Nigeria. Most of the challenges facing the nation were envisaged by the legal icon F.R.A. Williams, who recognized that for law to be just and enduring, it should reflect the identity and aspirations of the people it governs. The Secretary General of the Patriots, Wale Okuniyi, and children of the former leader of the group align with this, emphasizing that having a new constitution will give everyone a sense of belonging.
It's for us to initiate a process of discussion, of debate, of negotiation, where the people can truly own that they are discussing and own what the outcome and resolution of that process. And that's give you a constitution.
Nigeria is lucky to have such a group guiding the government vis-a-vis issue of fundamental objectives and directive principles.
Head of Strategy and Advocacy Committee of the Patriots, Professor Anthony Killer, notes that the clamor for reforms in the political architecture of the nation is gathering momentum.
And the best way to do it is to remember that it has to be a constitution that has input from every part of Nigeria and that represents every part of Nigeria.
Other members of the group who participated virtually implored Nigerians not to lose hope but play active parts in the political process. In Lagos, Joel Bokbola, NTA News.
Continuing in its mandate to manage Nigeria's public debt raising and servicing both externally and internally, the nation's Debt Management Office DMO has started proceedings engaging critical stakeholders to raise funds through the 7th series of the Sovereign Sukuk Facility for the government. Larry Bileyi, who was at the stakeholders meeting, completes the report.
From the first Sovereign Sukuk issued in 2017 with an official offer of 100 billion naira and a 7 years tenure, a subscription of 105.878 billion was received and considered an indication of a good reception. Since that 2017 to 2023, when the last Sukuk was issued, the nation's Debt Management Office raised a total of 1.092 trillion naira. Now, it is the 7th issuance of the Sovereign Sukuk.
Meeting is to say, give us a plan. Let's agree how are we going to execute. What is the timeline? When will we issue? What things do we need to do? A number of you know there's marketing is a part of that role, sensitizing investors. So that's this meeting. So call it a strategic meeting.
These are delegates, trustees, legal and financial advisors gathered to discuss in details this 7th Sukuk issue with a view of raising 300 billion naira.
So we're looking to a successful outing, but more important is that we're looking to raising the money to support the development of infrastructure. That's the ultimate objective.
The Director General of the Debt Management Office revealed that since the sustained issuance of the Sovereign Sukuk funds, which is project-tied, 4,100 kilometers of roads and 9 bridges across the 6 geopolitical zones either been constructed or rehabilitated. In Lagos, Larry Bileyi, NTA News.
And we're done with the contributions from Lagos. Nationwide will continue in Sokoto with Sadia after this break.
Ministry of Information and National Orientation, Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, in collaboration with the National Social Investment Programs Agency, National Social Safety Nets Coordinating Office, and the National Cash Transfer Office.
Thanks for staying with the NTA, and hopefully we will be joining our Sokoto Network Center in the course of the bulletin. Ahead of his 73rd birthday on Saturday, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will join fellow Muslims at the National Mosque in Abuja on Friday for a special prayer session for the nation. A statement via his special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, says he will also use this occasion to thank God for preserving and supporting him in the task of piloting the nation's affairs. President Tinubu's birthday coincides with the holy month of Ramadan and comes 2 months before his administration's 2nd anniversary. On this significant day, the president will dedicate himself to spiritual reflection and supplication for Nigeria's continued peace, progress and prosperity, and he invites the public to join the prayer session in spirit by offering prayers at the places of worship or wherever they may be, reinforcing a nationwide commitment to unity and shared destiny. Meanwhile, the federal government has declared Monday, March 31 and April 1, 2025 as public holidays to mark Eid al-Fitr. Minister of Interior Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, who made the announcement in a statement, congratulates Muslims on the successful completion of Ramadan and urges them to uphold values of self-discipline, compassion and peace. He calls on Nigerians to use the period to pray for national unity and prosperity while celebrating responsibly and supporting the less privileged. The minister extends Eid Mubarak wishes on behalf of the government, hoping the season brings happiness and fulfillment to all. Now, as the 2025 Ramadan fast winds down, the Progressive Governors Forum has reunited politicians and top government officials at a special iftar dinner. Political correspondent Abubakar Akwanga reports that President of the Senate, National Security Advisor, ministers and top appointees of government were in attendance.
Ramadan iftar may be the best belt to describe this assemblage of prominent Nigerians, but there is a reason deeper than a mere merriment, and that is politics and good governance, which APC is committed to deliver beyond 2027.
As a family, both Muslims and Christians, tonight we are here to eat together, we are here to pray together, we are here to reason together, work together to serve Nigeria better.
The hall was suddenly illuminated by a solemn reflection on the journey of the renewed hope agenda as the nation marched on the wheel to another election with resilience, determination, and human faith.
This is a trinity. This is a trinity. We are talking about the governors, the National Assembly, and the party. This is the trinity that can produce results, that will produce results. And we also pray for Mr. President that his second term is assured. Can we shout a louder amen?
It is the choices that we make today, the choices that we failed to make in the past, that will set this nation aright.
Inflation is down, food prices are coming down, energy prices are coming down, the exchange rate is stable. Those are the things that affect the cost of living.
The APC has done so well. Look at the Students' Loans Board, look at the Credit Corporation, look at the investment in agriculture, look at the unification of the foreign exchange.
Now the umbrella of the iftar dinner, together by the Progressive Governors Forum, is dismantled, and the common message for Nigerians is to strive in the spirit of tolerance, love, patriotism, and to keep faith in the renewed hope agenda of the federal government. In Abuja, Abubakar Akwanga, NTA News.
This is Nationwide on NTA. Our next port of call is Port Harcourt, where Dibabari will be our guide.
To Port Harcourt. The sole administrator of Rivers State, Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, has charged Professor Ibibia Worika to bring his wealth of experience to bear in governance of the state. He gave the charge shortly after swearing him in as the new secretary to the state government at the Executive Chambers of Government House. Osinachi Samuel reports.
Reveal to any person, any matter, which shall be brought under my consideration or shall become known to me as secretary to the government Rivers State.
In his charge, Vice Admiral Ibas explained that the new SSG has an unparalleled expertise in law, policy, and international governance, which aligns with the mission to restore law, order, integrity, and public trust in Rivers State. He says the choice was not merely an administrative decision, but a statement of intent, and therefore enjoined him to brace up to the demands of his office and offer his best as required.
Rivers State needs their intellect, grit, and unwavering dedication. Together, we will write a new chapter of progress for this great state. Like I mentioned in my maiden address, this administration is committed to delivering an effective governance, one anchored on transparency, accountability, and service. Professor Worika's role will be critical in driving this vision.
Professor Ibiba Worika from Okrika, Rivers State, is said to be a globally recognized scholar, legal expert, and administrator with a proven track record in public service and institutional leadership. In Port Harcourt, Osinachi Samuel, NTA News.
A 7-day ultimatum has been issued to drivers without registered or properly affixed number plates to do so or have their vehicles impounded. A joint team of security agencies are to carry out the operation, even as a team thwarted activities of pipeline vandals in the state. Rivers State Commissioner of Police Olubenga Adepoju announced this during Media briefing at the command's headquarters in Port Harcourt. Emmanuel Lene reports.
Since the declaration of state of emergency in Rivers State, there has been a joint security patrol operation by the police, armed forces and paramilitary agencies in the state. They are working to support the mandate and objectives of state of emergency in the state. This is to prevent a breakdown of law and order and secure critical national assets and infrastructure from vandalism. This, the Commissioner of Police says, has yielded desired results with various arrests and recovery of items. The latest move to impound vehicles without properly registered number plates is to hinder activities of criminal elements and movement of illicit materials in the state.
Effective in 7 days' time, a targeted enforcement operation will commence by the joint forces to impound all vehicles operating without registered number plates, as well as those displaying improperly affixed or altered plate numbers.
The CP says the number of security personnel deployed to the state has increased to achieve the needed peace in the state. He called for public cooperation and restraint by individuals and groups from vandalizing public infrastructure and assets in Port Harcourt. Emmanuel Lene, NTA News.
And that does it from Port Harcourt. The news will continue in Kaduna right after the break.
From the Atlantic across the savannah to the Sahara, we rise, a land of the free, we know they tire. We dream great, our spirit is undying.
Resilient, rooted like palm tree, we sway in colors, with undying deeper, we make solutions, we ignite passion, yeah. Ethnicity is unique.
Joining us in Kaduna, 171 troops of the Nigerian army will be deployed for peacekeeping operations in South Sudan. The Chief of Operations of the Nigerian Army, Major General Boniface Sinjan, urged the troops to be good ambassadors of Nigeria. Correspondent Haruna Muhammad reports.
With the slogan, United for Peace, Stronger Together, the Nigerian contingent, having undergone rigorous training at the Martin Luther Agwe International Leadership and Peacekeeping Center, Jaji, are now adequately prepared for the mission at hand. The commandant of the center, Major General Ademola Adedoja, declared them ready as Nigerian Contingent 3 of United Nations Interim Security Force for Abyei in South Sudan.
The center has successfully graduated over 100,000 peacekeepers who have successfully served with distinction in various United Nations and regional peacekeeping missions.
Chief of Operations Army Major General Boniface Sinjan reminded the contingent on the need to adhere strictly to the code of the mission, remain vigilant, and avoid any action that may be perceived as insensitive or interference to the security of Abyei, South Sudan. Hence, remain professional at all times.
The people of Abyei will see you not just as soldiers, but as protectors and symbol of hopes.
A simulation training was conducted by the contingent, which include marksmanship, protection of terrains and civilians, as well as cordon and search operations depicting real-life scenarios, diving deep into the peacekeeping rules in the mission area.
Having been equipped with the requisite knowledge and skills as peacekeepers, it is said that their journey has just begun, as they are ready for deployment to the Abyei in South Sudan, with their duties crystal clear. From the headquarters, Martin Luther Agwe International Leadership and Peacekeeping Center, Jaji, I am Haruna Muhammad, NTA News.
From security and now to health matters, the Jigawa state has joined the rest of the world in creating awareness on the disease tuberculosis. Muhammad Musa Askira reports that the key stakeholders gathered in the state to commemorate the day, highlighting the rates of prevalence, transmission, and prevention of the disease.
Tuberculosis remains a major public health challenge in Nigeria and across the globe. Caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis, TB is a chronic infectious disease primarily affecting the lungs, though it can also spread to other organs including the skin, bones and brain. Experts at the event emphasized that TB is an airborne disease, making it highly transmissible through coughing, sneezing, or even speaking in close proximity to an infected person. Medical professionals revealed that 80% of TB cases affect the lungs, while 20% impact other parts of the body. In Nigeria, tuberculosis remains a serious concern. According to health officials, an estimated 500,000 people are currently living with the disease. Alarmingly, 71,000 Nigerians lost their lives to TB last year alone. In Jigawa State, the number of reported cases continues to fluctuate, with 16,000 cases recorded last year, out of which 10,000 cases were identified and treated. As part of efforts to curb the spread of TB, health authorities are calling for increased investments in early detection, treatment, and awareness campaigns.
We want to get awareness into people so that people will know the signs, symptoms of TB for early detection and treatment.
The event also served as a platform for health professionals to reiterate the importance of free TB diagnosis and treatment services available in the public health facilities across the country.
Both my friends, both my families, at least I have to isolate myself before I started taking the medication.
As Nigeria joins the rest of the world in commemorating World TB Day, stakeholders urge the public to take advantage of free testing services, adapt preventive measures, and support initiatives aimed at eliminating the disease. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
And that's our contributions from this nationwide continues in our Abuja studio. Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much, Mohammed. First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has once again demonstrated her commitment to the welfare of vulnerable citizens with donation of food items in Delta State and that the Renewed Hope scheme. Becky Greatman Chukwuka reports that wife of the Vice President and National Vice President of the Renewed Hope Initiative, Nana Shatima, made the donations at the Government House, Asaba.
In a bid to ensure a better life for Nigerian families, the First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, and her Renewed Hope Initiative team were in Delta State to put smiles on the faces of the vulnerable in the state.
Being able to achieve our Renewed Hope Initiative food outreach scheme through two donors, one of whom chose to be anonymous. These two companies have chosen to be committed to supply food items on a monthly basis for Renewed Hope Initiative for onward distribution.
Other critical stakeholders, including the wife of the state governor, Tobore Oboriwori, described the initiative as impactful.
Once again, I appreciate our mother for touching the lives of the vulnerable group in Delta State. It is our earnest prayer that your Renewed Hope Initiative will put smile on the faces of all Nigerians.
This partnership is one of those partnerships that we use to implement our social welfare interventions. We're partnering with the Renewed Hope Initiative. So Alhaji Atuma's vision for a better Nigeria involves us taking responsibility for solving our own problems.
I want to appreciate the ASR and the Renewed Hope Initiative for their kind gesture.
I'm grateful to God. Among hundreds of them outside, there have been one of the beneficiaries here. At least these are giving me a little bit relief to my family.
Since the inception of the Renewed Hope Initiative, it has continued to make significant progress in shaping the lives of Nigerians. In Asaba, Becky Greatman Chukwuka, NTA.
Still on humanitarian affairs, months after a devastating flooding rendered many families homeless, destroyed farm produce and other valuable property worth millions of naira, relief has come to the people of Onwa in East local government area of Edo State. Goodluck Inaini reports that the state government, in keeping with the Renewed Hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu, dispatched relief materials to the community in the face of the disaster.
The Edo State Governor, Senator Monday Okpewolo, directed Edo SEMA to carry out a comprehensive assessment of the damage done in this community as a result of natural disaster that befell the people.
Ekekera, an agrarian community with a population of about 20,000 people, depends largely on farming as its major source of livelihood and has been contributing to the economy of the state. But the community has not received any government attention in decades as it lacks basic social amenities. Life has become even more difficult for the inhabitants, no thanks to the flooding that ravaged it. However, the community came alive with the arrival of palliative from the Edo State government through its emergency management agency, Edo SEMA, for distribution to the flood victims.
His Excellency once again reiterates his commitment and one of his campaign promises, which is to secure lives and to provide security for every Edo person, irrespective of their party lines. He's a governor for everyone.
The community described the state government intervention as the dawn of a new era.
Through the Ebesema, the governor was able to see what exactly has happened to the people of Era community.
But the Opa will say this is I don't know what to call it. You remember as may God be with you.
In Benin, good luck in any NT News.
In other news, in a significant effort to reinforce its commitment to combating maritime security threats by collaborating with critical stakeholders, Nigerian Navy says closing the gap with maritime communities is of utmost importance to securing confidence with locals for intelligence gathering. The Commander Nigerian Navy ship Victory stated this while flagging off a medical rhapsody in Calabar, Cross River State. Oba Hyacinth has details.
In attending to the health needs of the people, Commodore Ajumabi Oride, who launched a medical outreach program, has emphasized the importance of building trust and confidence within the host community.
Health is wealth. If they are not healthy, they cannot go about their daily business. And if they cannot go about their daily business, it will tell on our operations.
The initiative is a broader strategy to combat maritime threats while fostering positive relationships with locals. Medical professionals provided care to numerous patients suffering from various ailments, making a tangible difference in the life of those in attendance.
It means a lot to me because for so many years, this has never come into this our community, but I'm so happy seeing this today.
My problem was with eye. So now they have tested me. They now let me know that my own problem will not be solved here, that my eye needs operation. So I should come to Navy Hospital.
This initiative, the Naval Boss says, is the Nigerian Navy's commitment not only to safeguarding the maritime domain, but also to supporting the health and well-being of communities that live along Nigerian coastline.
The Minister of Defense, Mohammed Badr Abubakar, paid a condolence visit to the Governor of Katsina State, Umar Diko Umar Rada, following the demise of his mother, Hajia Safiau Umar Bari Rada. The minister prays for Almighty Allah to forgive the deceased and grant her mercy, and pray for strength for the governor and his family. Now, the Ramadan fast nears its conclusion. Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has urged Islamic clerics to focus their sermons and prayers on fostering national progress. The governor was speaking at the 2025 Iftar gathering in Akure, where he joined the Muslim community in breaking the fast. Paul Omokago reports.
This predominantly Muslim gathering holds significant importance as it serves as a unifying platform for both Islamic and Christian faithful. Beyond the iftar, which is the evening breaking of fast that marks the end of the day's spiritual exercise, it also provides an opportunity for engagement between the Muslim community, government officials, and political leaders. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, while commending the Muslim Ummah for their support and understanding, stressed the need for peaceful coexistence, tolerance, mutual respect, and love among residents of the state.
Let us continue to work together, driven by our shared vision of a brighter future for Ondo State.
I thank all the principal imams and Muslim churches present here today for their tireless effort in shaping the future of our state.
The iftar event, which featured lectures and prayers for Ondo State and the nation in general, concluded with a symbolic breaking of fast. In Akure, Paulo Mukago, NTA News.
The federal government is set to institutionalize the reward and recognition system to honor civil servants who demonstrate exceptional diligence, integrity, accountability, and a citizen-centered approach in their duties. This was contained in a message by the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, D.D. Esther Wilson-Jack, to participants at the training on the federal government's reward and recognition system. Haman Jabani reports.
Recognition scheme is a key initiative under the staff welfare reform developed by the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation. It aligns with the Federal Civil Service Strategic and Implementation Plan, FC25, aimed at motivating excellence in service delivery. The system is designed to recognize and reward outstanding contributions by civil servants, even in challenging circumstances. By doing so, it seeks to create role models, promote positive behaviors, and support the achievement of goals across ministries, departments, and agencies.
It is important when somebody has made an effort, has dedicated himself to giving excellent service to the public within the government, within the federal civil service, for you to reward and recognize that effort.
And one of the requirements for anyone to be considered for any of the awards categories is that you must provide evidence. So it's not enough to write something and say, oh, this person has done it. We want to see evidence. That's the only way we can ensure that we maintain the integrity of this system.
And in my own ministry, they are always showcased on every month by pictures, electrical picture that rolls out to motivate and encourage others to copy.
The participants will be responsible for cascading the training to their respective MDAs, ensuring nationwide implementation of the R&R system. Hamman Jabani, NTA News.
And next is Sports Update.
The Super Eagles of Nigeria will play a friendly match against their longtime rivals, the Black Stars of Ghana, in London.